Track wrestling here in Wichita, Kansas after the NAIA National Championships with Grandview coach Nick Mitchell. 9 in a row now.
Yeah.
What do you tell the team in that little huddle after you get the trophy? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, part of what I told him was, obviously throughout the season we don't talk about streaks, we don't talk about consecutive championships. We've always been about just getting after something we've never had, just focusing on the next thing and what's ahead of us. But there's always a point when at the end of the year and you win, you can reflect on it a little bit, and these guys are just a part of the history that we're now a part of. And so letting these guys know that, hey man, you're part of a big legacy in college wrestling, and there's a lot of guys that came before them that helped get that started. But man, they should feel good about having the opportunity to be part of that.
What makes this team unique? What are the characteristics that you'll remember down the road about this team?
Man, we had a lot of adversity this year, and everybody deals with injuries, but we had some, obviously a returning national champ, Josh Wanger, tears his ACL, a ton of young, new guys in the lineup. Only 3 of our guys from last year's national team were here on this team. And just the improvement that these guys showed throughout the year, and that is 100% because of our coaching staff and the work that guys like Reedy and Grant Henderson and Grant Turner and Ross Larson, and I got a long list of them that help with those guys. So that's what really sticks out for me.
Seems like this tournament gets tougher every year. How much do you feel that?
Yeah, I always feel it, and it's the same every year. I mean, literally, once you feel like you got the tournament in wraps, you're looking ahead. What's next year going to look like? Who's got what coming back? And that's just how we are. That's how we operate. But it is, and it's a positive thing that it keeps getting tougher because that makes us raise our level, and that's a good thing for everybody.
The finals, you drop your first 2, and if you're not wearing red in this building, you're rooting for Grandview to lose.
Right. Yeah.
And Ronaldo's got a 6 or a 4-0 lead right off the bat, and all of a sudden, like for 6 minutes, everything is turning the other way.
Yeah.
How does he suck it up and come back, get an escape with 5 seconds to go, and then win it in OT?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great job of refocusing, and it's one of those things you talk about with your team a lot coming into a tournament like this. That you're going to be in a situation like that, and you can either try to, some guys get wrapped up in the momentum of what's going on, and some guys you just reset, and he gets a quick escape, and we go into overtime, and he battles through it, and it was pretty exciting for me.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. You're letting the crowd have it.
Yeah, I kind of lost my mind, to be honest, and it wasn't really intentional. It comes down to this, man. You love your guys. Like I love these guys. Like I love every one of these guys. Like you love your kids. And just like in any sport, I think sometimes people forget they're college kids wrestling out there, and some of these people are pretty tough on them. And Ronaldo's one of those guys that I love, and the fans are on him, and they were tough on our other guys, and I understand that they don't like us because we've won a lot. But I kind of lost it. And as soon as I walked off the stage and I walked back down here, I thought I probably didn't need to go that far, but man, I was so excited for him, and I was happy for him, and that was pretty much it.
How do you channel that and use it in a positive way when everybody's against you? I mean, you want it this way, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you want to win 9 in a row and have everybody against you.
Yeah, yep. And that's the other part of it is we talk about that too, and we know we expect it, and we know that's what it's going to be. But I was just fired up, man. I'm an emotional guy. There's no doubt about it. I mean, people that know me know that. I was just fired up, and we tell our guys, you can feed off that. That's okay. When you hear the negativity, that's a positive because that means that we're doing something right.
I don't know if you picked up on it. Probably not, since your face was looking in the crowd, but Ronaldo was just sitting there watching you. He wasn't celebrating at all.
Yeah, I didn't see him, and I was facing the other direction, so no, I didn't notice that.
So 197, your first 4-timer, Evan Hansen, finishes it up with a fall. What are you going to remember about him and his days as Viking?
Man, it's just the whole process with him was kind of a whirlwind. He came on his recruiting visit, he signed the next day. We thought he could be pretty special, but we didn't know for sure what we had with him. And he's been a fun guy to be around. He's so coachable. He's a good, hard-working kid. And he's just come really far socially, too, and he would tell you that, too. He's from a small town, and he's pretty shy, pretty quiet when he first came to Grandview, and he's really come out of his shell, and he's a goofball, man, and he has a good time.
Gable's team's won 9 in a row. You guys have won 9 in a row. Nobody's ever won 10 in a row. You're probably not going to put the X on the singlet, are you, next year like Gable did?
No, probably not.
How do you approach that? Same as always?
Same as always. Yep, nothing changes. And we'd be crazy if we changed anything at this point. And when I say that, I mean as far as our mindset goes. As far as how we train and how we prepare, we're always changing. You know, we're trying to tweak things. We're always trying to make things a little bit better. And yeah, we're not chasing number 10. You know, we're looking at 2021, and that's always the way it's going to be.
How do you, when you talk about tweaking things, when everything's working, how do you get away from, you know, does it take a little guts to say we're going to change something here, change something there?
Yeah, I think part of it is we're just trying to figure out like what more can we do, you know, and it's not just more training but better training. How do we get better people in the room? How do you know this past year we hired Grant Henderson full time, and so now obviously I'm full time, Coach Reedy's full time, and now Grant Henderson's full time with us, and that was because of our fundraising, and so that really sets us apart. You know, in non-Division I wrestling, basically nobody has 3 full-time coaches plus a grad assistant. And so, but that takes work, you know, and sometimes I think we might get flack, like, oh, we've got these resources that other people don't have. But that took a long time to get to a point where we could, you know, fundraise that kind of money and provide for somebody like Grant. So it's all those, and then you have to be honest with yourself about what's working, what's not. You know, if you have injuries, you got to look at, is that because of what we're doing? Is it because of our training? Do things need to change? So you have to, it's always, you reflect, and then you act on it, and then you plan, and then you reflect, and you act, and you plan, and it's a continuous cycle.
What goes into fundraising for you guys?
You know, because we're a small school, we've got a smaller base, you know, so we always have a big golf outing. We've got some, you know, a few donors that are maybe our bigger donors, but nothing like, you know, you'd hear from like some of the Division I schools. And then we have an alumni base now. We didn't have that before, you know, so now we've got guys that are given monthly, and we just really try to create an environment where I'm not very good at asking for money. I don't like asking for money, but people, they want to give because they believe in the program, and that's really the key.
Hey, thanks so much, Nick. Congratulations. Anything else for us?
No, yeah, I do have something else for you. I lost my sister in April, and you know, that it keeps all this in perspective. This is the most important thing, you know, and really proud of our guys, but it was different this year. It was different this year without her here, and it's something that we remind our guys of a lot. We talk about championship lifestyle, and it's because when they walk out of this building tonight, whether they won or not, life goes on, you know, and this isn't the most important thing in our lives, and we're passionate about it, and we love it, and we're gonna keep trying to chase greatness. But there's a lot more to it than just this, and that's the reminder, you know, of our guys. It's about the lifestyle.
Hey, thanks so much.
Yeah, for sure.